The economic outlook is actually taking a greater shape, partly thanks to better health, public health management, including vaccination being rolled out, but also to a large extent thanks to the US fiscal support, which, when we compare our most recent projections with the December projections, will lift global growth by 1% together.
Right, so quite similar to what we got out of the IMF as well. The feedback from the IMF meetings was that in general the global outlook is looking a lot more rosy, and namely on back of the big fiscal stimulus that has been provided by the US. Now, let's talk more about the report that you've come out with today. It's called Going for Growth 2021. And the aim is to provide first-hand advice to governments of the OECD on structural policy priorities needed to continue with that vibrant recovery. Can I just ask you if you think that the policy response so far has emphasized too much the cyclical nature of the recovery rather than focusing on some of these structural issues?
So I think that's a great question. As you were hinting, policies and government have deployed exceptional, unprecedented support to the economy, and as we were discussing, this will really deliver in terms of raising growth this year and next year. But for growth to last longer, we need now more. We need, what we call some great reset, which is about three things. It's about care for people, it's about connecting people, and it's about the global community as well. And for each of these three things, we actually suggest policies that will make growth stronger and longer lasting and benefiting more people.
One thing that struck out to me from the report is I see that one major priority that you see for both advanced economies and emerging market economies is that of enhancing market regulation and trade openness. Can you give us an actual example of how that will lead to gains and efficiency gains in terms of the structural outlook for those economies?
So I think that there are a few things that we should keep in mind. The first one is, we learned the lessons from the great financial crisis to deal with the short-term recovery. Now, following the financial crisis and the one before that we had this century, we have not actually profoundly reformed the structure of our economies. And we need to do that now. We need to make our economies more resilient. We need to make them more inclusive, and we need to include the global challenges into it. And in the global challenges, there is obviously trade. As economists, we know that trade has benefited, everybody from advanced to emerging market economies, but it has left some people behind. And those people are those which have seen their activity move away due to the combination of trade and digitalization. It's not only trade. So removing, trade barriers, help competition, foster innovation, but we should also focus on those people that are left behind.